Join your hosts, Kenny and DJ, for your weekly dose of pro wrestling excitement.
Would you please shut the hell up?
From the latest news to heated debates, we got you covered. Every week, we dive into the world of professional wrestling, sharing our insights and opinions on the hottest topics. Plus, don't miss our top 3 winners and losers of the week. It's always a showdown.
What you gonna do when Hulkamania destroys you?
But here's what makes us different. We want you to feel like you're right here with us. Our goal is to make you a part of the show, because after all, wrestling is better when it's shared with friends. With 2 years of experience in the wrestling media scene, we're more than qualified to bring you the inside scoop and a fun and lively twist.
What the Rock is cooking?
Get ready for a funny, loud podcast where you're not just a listener, you're a valued member of the conversation. Welcome to the Call Up Podcast.
You're welcome. I cannot hear you, Kenny.
I was still on mute. I had it on double mute. What? It would not be me if something that weird doesn't go wrong. What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Kenny. It's your boy DJ, and we are back with another edition of the Call Up Podcast. DJ, what's going on, man?
Man, it is showtime, folks. We are over here on the West Coast, hot. And if you look at the curtain, some of that is not the lighting, some of that is the sun outside. But here we are, like with another week of wonderful SummerSlam that we're gonna go over. I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Okay. Well, here on the East Coast, it's been raining because we've been getting this tropical storm. So for the last couple of days, we've just been getting rain, which is actually good because it hasn't been super hot like it is. Mm-hmm. But the weather's going to change. It said it's going to clear up by the weekend, and everything's going to go right back to being normal again, where it's going to be super hot and muggy. Oh man! My kid has everything that my kid had planned has been getting canceled, which is great because that means my ass will stay home. Right?
Get a little rest.
I mean, get a little rest. I mean, listen, I love baseball. I truly do. Mm-hmm. But there are times where I'm just like, you know what? I need a break.
I need sit down for a weekend.
Yeah, like this weekend we have it's a team barbecue, so we got to see everybody from the team.
Right.
But there's no baseball involved. Like I don't got to sit.
There you go.
In the bleachers. I don't got to worry about another parent talking shit. You know what I mean? Like I could just go in, maybe have a couple of beers, some drinks with like the other dads and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Right. And just call it a day. I look forward to that.
No, those are very nice.
Yes.
I'll tell you from experience. And so I know what that traveling sports is like. Been there, done that.
Mm-hmm.
And these are like the best, like when you can actually talk to the parent without like, because when you're having a conversation as a traveling sport parent, you're literally talking, but your eyes are on whatever sport.
Yep.
So now you get to actually sit and talk as adults,
mm-hmm.
and like maybe talk about something outside of your child,
right?
So.
But the thing about it is that I know that this weekend we're still gonna talk sports, just because fall tryouts were supposed to be today, but because of the rain, it got canceled. So now they pushed it to Monday, which is supposed to be our regular practice, but they're going to scratch that. and they're going to hold the tryouts now for the fall, which is weird, right? Because from my understanding, because I'm still new to this whole travel ball thing, my understanding is that the fall season is very short.
Mm-hmm.
It is only maybe like, I don't know, 2.5 months, maybe even a month and a half, depending.
Because you got to beat the snow, right?
Yeah, you got to beat the snow and everything else like that. You know what I mean? It's not like the West Coast where like you guys can play for months at a time and it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Here in New York, like once it starts getting dark out at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, that's it for you. Like
And then the temperature drops 50
then the temperature
degrees.
drops and you got to get the hoodies out.
Right.
So I want to, I know they're going to talk about that because anybody who has not done travel with your child and you get to this point where I'm starting to learn where a lot of people start to talk, is your child, and the talk now is your child leaving?
I'm telling you, dude, it's a whole, like, if you ever watch like HBO Hard Knocks or something
Right.
like that, like it's like that on a smaller on a child scale is what these things are like. It is drama at all times. Like if Tommy's listening, he's probably yelling at them.
You know what? I want to have an episode
And Zach,
where we kind of I want to get like an episode going where we're like we can talk about this, you know what I mean, and get because I want to get all you guys in together because you've done it. Tommy's currently doing it now with his son because his son is a little older than your kid is older than all of our kids,
right?
But like the different level of experience from each of you guys, I would love to like just hear more of the stories and have other people like listen to these stories. And like Phil, who's a part of the Fake Cave, he's just put his son
he's kind of starting
into
now,
travel
right?
ball. So now it's just like, okay, now you're going to experience a lot of the stuff that like say I've started to experience
and
now.
that he saw in the group chat, like
yeah, you know what I mean, like because like I don't know, it's just a lot at times where I'm just like I just want to see you play.
That's all. I mean, that's what you come into it for, right?
Right.
Then you end up being a coach. You end up being the snack organizing person. You end up being if you have a car that has we happen to had at one point had a van, and that was a mistake. Because now I'm the team Uber. So yeah, I've done it all. I've done it and seen it all. Let's see. Like just saying, like we got some of our usual suspects.
Yeah, Jamal's in the house. Tyson, Crown. Yep. What's going on, everybody?
I still so for those of you on the Patreon, like I did a box opening. I won't give it all away because we want you to join the Patreon. But I got all of my fingers. Everything is fine. And yes, it is a thing. What up, Vicky? Yeah, it is a thing in SoCal, by the way. That you will see a bunch of people with shorts and a hoodie because what happens is like Clown will back me up on this because when you went out it was warm, but you already know what's going to happen when the sun goes down and you're near the water, so you take the hoodie with you, and then sure enough you get a nice the temperature drops like if you're near water. If you're in the valley, that all bets are off, but but when you're a coastal town, you're gonna go from like 80 to 60. And then so I know you guys are used. I know like East Coast people, you're like, 60. Yeah, but once you've been in 80 all day, like you've been just think about it. You've been in 80 degrees all day, and then all of a sudden it turns to 60. I don't care where you're from, you're gonna be like, wait, it got a little cold. So that's why you see the people with the sweatshirts.
I would love for it to be 60 degrees. Okay.
and not muggy.
Yeah, and not muggy.
See, look at that. Vicky's by the lake too. I agree.
So, but it's like 90 something degrees out here. My son wears a hoodie. It's crazy.
That's this generation. I can't talk.
Listen,
like that.
I picked him up from camp, and it was 95 degrees outside when I picked him up. Okay. DJ, he had a hoodie on.
I believe you.
I was upset because he had the hoodie on.
I
I
would.
was like, what are you doing? I was like, take
Yes.
that hoodie off. He's looking at me weird. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, it's 95 degrees outside.
No, I've had that. I've had that front. I know. I don't understand. Like this, they want to do the opposite. Like so. And then let me guess. When it's cold,
He don't
then
want to
he
wear
only-
a jacket.
and then he has his shirts inside of his his hands inside of his arms inside of his shirt. Right when he gets
No,
when he's
no,
been outside for
mm-mm.
too long.
That's the crazy thing. Nah, not even that. Shit, where Vicky's at is 86.
Yep.
I'll take
Yeah.
that. I'll take the 86 instead of the 90, 95.
Man.
I'll take the 86.
Yeah. Here in the
Oh,
wood,
listen.
it dropped to 69 now. Like we were like at close to 90 all day. So you see what I mean?
Yeah.
As soon as the sun starts going down.
Before we get into wrestling, I don't know about the people in the chat. I know some of them will be happy about this, but football season is back.
Man.
It just popped up on my phone right now that the New York Giants beat the Detroit Lions.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this weekend
Even
is
though,
yeah.
The scrimmage games and the preseason games, I don't count those for the simple fact that the teams would look so good in a preseason or a warm-up game, and then the season starts and they fucking trash.
We just like at this point is just happy to see people in the uniform that you that you root for running around. Like that's basically what this is. And then you get to see like you get to kind of have the little bit of drama who's going to make the team, right? So,
Exactly.
So that's all this is to get your a appetizer for you. So I just have fun with it. It is funny that you can bet on it. That is kind of that's hilarious.
I wouldn't do that, but
Just always bet for the home team. Like
exactly.
it's like the numbers are really high when you bet for the home team to win in preseason. So, but yeah, I'm again join the Fig Cave stuff. We got a there's fantasy football on there.
I have to make my team for fantasy football.
I was being crazy on the page. I just did a little video where I was being crazy on the Patreon. And then I want a quick shout out before we start. Like we have a brother of ours that comes on here. He those acts of God, man. Like so he had some house damage.
Yes,
Happened
I was
to him.
going to bring that up too.
Yeah, Chad Miller. Those of you that
Friend of the
watch,
show.
yeah, you've seen him in the chat, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this man had a tree fall on his house, and out of the things that could get damp, like it's the figure room, like it's taken out. So on the Patreon, but I just saw it. If you want to help Chad out, we got ways for you to help out. But shout out to that brother. He said he's all right.
Yeah, I mean that's a good thing. Nobody got hurt.
Right.
He said like the family was good and stuff like that. The toys got messed up.
Right.
But the family
you can replace those, right?
The action figures we can replace.
Yeah. So it's all good.
Yeah, but the neighbor got it even worse though. You seen the picture?
Yeah.
No, the tree was inside the house. It moved in.
Right. It was like, how you doing?
You know what I'm saying? That you know what? And stuff like that scares me because like we're looking for a house now, and it's just like, man, I don't know how I would feel that we spend all this money, we spend all this time, and then boom, something like that happens. Like, where am I going? How much is this gonna cost me?
Absolutely. And insurance companies, they're a joke, like, so you could count on they'll probably pay a quarter of it is what usually happens. And man,
Ken is in the house. What's going on, man? You super late. We 15 minutes in.
Oh, so no, he's saying we talking too much about is what we're doing too much promo at the beginning of the show here before going into wrestling. That's
all right. We're gonna get into wrestling right now. SummerSlam was last weekend. Obviously, the last episode that we did last week, Toe was in the house. So was Gigi, and so was Ray. We all gave our predictions for SummerSlam. A lot of the stuff that we talked about on the show last week,
Right.
it happened, right?
Especially like the things that was happening that I had to take a step back. I was like, huh, Ray with all the the people turning on each other actually happened. Like we were laughing at him, but Ray was right.
And it was, and I laughed because remember he did say, he was just like, hey, this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen, this might happen, and I was like, fuck, I was like, it's too many turns, and sure enough,
yeah, we got every turn that he said was
right.
happen.
So like we get into the women's
short
world
of Sting
championship
showing
match,
up that Toe was talking about. That's
right?
the only thing that didn't
All
happen.
we needed was somebody from AEW to show up, and that would have just blew my mind.
Right.
Liv Morgan, champion, took on Rhea Ripley. Obviously, we talked about that last week, where we said that Dominic Mysterio most likely is going to end up turning on Rhea Ripley. Classic Eddie Guerrero stuff, going back and forth. So at one point in this match, when Rhea Ripley's was selling the whole shoulder injury thing, I don't know if that was real or not.
Mm-hmm.
We need somebody like Ray, because I didn't check in on this.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought she was hurt in the beginning. I was just like, oh boy, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
And then you started to see like the little turns of Dominic until finally he just did the job, turned on Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is such a great actor.
Yeah. No, I don't think she was actually hurt, but like you said, in the moment of the match, though, you were questioning. Like, you did have to question, and that's good. Like, that is some good selling, and that's what pulls people into the match. They needed something like this because I mean, come on now. Like, you see Liv Morgan, and you see Mommy, and you just kind of like, they were the two ladies walking down the street, and you saw them, and then you're saying, wait, they're gonna have a fight. Come on, like, it's like I don't even need to watch this fight, like in a real world, right?
Exactly.
But so you needed some kind of drama to, like, okay, how could she possibly win this match? So boom, and then they came up with it. So, and I mean, and Jamal, we're going to talk about that later on. Like,
I loved it for the simple fact that, like, at one point I was just like, man, was that a mistake on like Dominic's part? And then Liv Morgan was out in the ring, and then he picks her up, and they have like the whole kissing scene and stuff like that.
Right.
And then you kind of just like, okay, well, now we see exactly what happens. But I have to say that this match between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley has been better than all the other matches that they had so far.
The matches that those two have had,
yeah, exactly, because they've had their matches before in the past, but this right here was so much better. Like, even if you didn't have the Dominic turn at the end, I still would have said, out of the 3 matches that they've had so far, this has to be the best one.
Well, it just kind of goes to show like how folks can grow as wrestlers. I think Liv has grown. And I think Rhea has learned to like use her size to make the other people look good as well. Like, she's learned to do that more.
Right.
And so you had a combination of the two in this match. And and they had the crowd, the crowd was on their feet by the end of this match. So, so that's, hey, for an opener, you can't really do a whole lot better than that. So
exactly.
So great opening match.
And it's good because, like, you see, like, all the women, sometimes a lot of the women's matches don't get the same love that, like, they should as far as, like, the men's. But like you said, everybody was on their feet. Everybody was cheering. Everybody was booing Dominic like normal. Right. So it was a great match to set off the tone for SummerSlam.
That's right. And then the turn that, like, people probably suspected a turn, but I think most people still thought Rhea was going to win this thing. And, and then boom, we got a lot of stuff we didn't think was going to happen, which I love. I love when, fool me. I'm one of those people. Please fool me. I don't want to predict this stuff. So I was very satisfied with that first match.
Crown is like, if she had to pop her shoulder in twice and got no medical attention, ringside docs suck. I mean, obviously, that I think at that point, then that's when you knew, like, okay, this has to be a part of the show because no one checked on her.
No
one went over.
No.
She freaking slammed herself to the announcer's desk to pop her shoulder back in.
Right.
And then she just went to town.
Yes.
And because at one point I was thinking, like, okay, she's gonna ask Dominic to pop her shoulder back in.
Right.
And then he didn't even do that. So I was just like, okay. All right, let's see what happens.
Like Riggs from Lethal Weapon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ken says that Dom is gonna be the best heel in the company. Gotta be the best heel in the company right now.
Man.
He is one of them.
Yeah.
I can't say he's the best in the company right now. Because there's a lot of other heels in the company right now that I could say
one guy that we're going to talk about from the world title match.
Yeah. But he is one of them though.
Right. No, he's up there and he's doing his job. Like the boy is working it. And I don't care. Like it's one of those, I don't even care what you feel about. I think most people, like, if you were hating on Dom at this point, you're either too caught up in the character or you are using old information.
But even if you do that and you're caught up in the character, that means he's doing his job.
Right.
What did you think of Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker for the IC title?
I thought it was a good coming out match for Braun Breaker. And Sammy, like, being the professional that he is, he made him look good. And yeah, that was the match Braun needed. Like, he needed to have that match in front of a stadium at a big pay-per-view. I didn't really notice any like egregious bloopers. I didn't see any. He just had a solid match and looked like I'm a dominant. I'm one of these dominant wrestlers.
I mean, there was that one move. I think was it when Sammy went to do like a back suplex, and like Braun did the flip, but he didn't flip all the way to like fully land on his feet. So when he landed, it kind of just went maybe like his head almost hit first. Type of thing. I was like, "Ooh, that was." That could have been scary,
right?
But he did manage to
even the announce table said, "Oh, that was a gnarly landing." So yeah, I remember that now. Yeah. So, but like you said, but not. You can damn near put that in like that. That's just what happened in the match. So
right.
He didn't like slip all over the place during doing the Frankensteiner. Like
right.
So this time he nailed it. He was nailing those Steiner lines. That's all. Like that's what I ordered when he came into WWE. This is what I ordered. So no complaints.
Yeah, I mean that. The move that he did on the top rope, when he, to Sammy, and he just ran up there quick, grabbed him, hit the move, and that was it. I was just like, shit, like that takes a lot of skill.
Yes,
and he's coming on his own, way better than he was when he was in NXT. Now the only thing
he was rushing in
Like the only thing that I need for me, I hope that he continues working on is just the promo skills, because he's not the best talker. He's getting there to be good, but it's not like
it took his uncle a little while to get his mic skill up. So this is kind of part of the course too. The Steiner brothers were not great talkers. Scott did not become a great talker until like way later in his career. And even those interviews, or even even some of those promos, you walk, you go, wait, what did he say? So yeah, so I say that's one of those. It'll just come with time. Remember, he's what? How old is he? Like he's not even
something.
Yeah, so
he's still got a long way to go.
Yeah.
But it's good though that he started off with the IC title at least in his, here in the
This is what the IC title is for.
The main roster, exactly.
Yeah, this is what the IC title's for. So
it's gonna make him. It's gonna make him a bigger star than what he is.
Yes, now we're getting the use of the IC title the way it's supposed to be used.
So Ken was saying that he thinks Sammy lost the title because he's gonna join Jimmy J, and Roman for Survivor Series. I mean, we talked about that, like all of us here on the show and stuff like that, especially like Ken too. I don't know, like eventually we're gonna end up seeing Sami Zayn help the old bloodline, and whatever it is he's gonna do,
right?
But for me, like, it was time for Sammy to drop that title anyway, because there was no way in the world that I was gonna sit there and believe that once again Sami Zayn is gonna beat another powerful person. Like, you survived the triple threat, you survived Gunther, and
right.
I was supposed to believe this. No, like, so I'm glad he lost it at least.
Right.
What they do with Braun Breaker next, I want to see, because you got to keep the title on him for at least a long time, like the way you did Gunther.
Like, you gotta go. Like, I mean, it kind of reminds me almost like, this is where, like, didn't the Warrior win his IC title at SummerSlam? So things like that, like, so it's kind of a tradition, almost, like this badass baby face gets the Intercontinental title at SummerSlam. So like you said, like, I need, like, so continue building that he's a badass, and that should be fine. Everybody should be fine. He showed that he could tell a story,
right?
So yeah, I think he'll be fine. Like, well, like you said, now it's like it left you wanting more. It's like, okay, let's see what happens next. Not when is he going to lose the title? Like, exactly. That's the worst thing, is when somebody wins the title. You're like, okay, when's he losing it?
Yep. You remember when Liv Morgan first won the title? Yeah. Everybody was happy, and then like a month later, everybody was just like, okay, you just need to get this up now.
Right. So that's not what you don't want that.
Ken is asking who's going to be the first victim. Not for nothing, I think that him and Dragunov need to have another match again.
Ooh. And that would make sense, because Dragunov could be like, no, like, I just got hurt. You didn't beat me,
Exactly.
So yeah, no, that'll be a good one.
Because right now, there's nobody on Raw that you can say should get an IC title shot.
Not at the moment.
Because I'm not putting Sammy again. That's done.
Right.
You can't put Jey Uso, because I'm tired of seeing Jey Uso lose.
Right.
You can't put CM Punk because he's still dealing with Drew McIntyre.
Right.
Can't put Drew because of the same reason.
Yep.
You're not gonna put Seth.
No.
Who else is there?
Right. Yeah, like off the top. And then again, they know how to put really good matches together. So so it's gonna be money. Oh, Bronson Reed, yeah, that'll be.
Yeah, I mean, but Bronson Reed has his.
But now he has his. Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah,
but but he has his own thing too. So it's like, no, but Randy just came out on Monday stating that he wants Gunther. So that's out of the question.
Yep.
So I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
And like I said, him and Dragunov, they do bangers, man. they got good. Yeah. So you will not be disappointed if that's what the next feud is.
Exactly. I know we give this guy a lot of shit, but he did well on Saturday, and that's Logan Paul. Paul took on LA Knight for the United States Championship. This match was good from the beginning of the match all the way to the end.
Right.
There's times where I don't like when they start using Logan Paul's friends in these matches, but for this time around, especially with LA Knight, it fit.
Right. Yeah, but Machine Gun Kelly and which he's got a heck of a name. Like Machine.
Yeah.
That's not if somebody said the name Machine Gun Kelly, that's not who I picture when I every time I see this guy. But yeah, no, I agree though. This time it all like the whole thing like people trying to help Logan and all this stuff. It all and then LA Knight he outlasts and outthinks everybody. So in the match, and that's what you want. That's what we ordered in this match. That's what we ordered when we saw this match.
And that's what I was saying. Like, you know, a lot of us give Logan Paul so much shit, but that match he showed out. There's like what Ken said. Like,
well, and the man works on the craft. Like that's one thing you cannot take away from Logan. But you cannot like him. Like, you know, and I don't like his personality. Doesn't seem like it doesn't seem very personable. I get that. But his work on this craft, you cannot take away. Like you definitely can see that this man works really hard for these matches. So you have to give him that credit.
Okay.
Yep.
So finally, LA Knight wins.
Yeah, finally we get LA Knight.
He finally wins the title. Right?
Yeah,
because we've been saying this for long. It's like when is LA Knight gonna win the title?
Now Jey Uso is now the the bridesmaid here.
Yeah, so now it's all up to Jey to try and win a title because LA Knight won his title.
Right.
Where do we book LA Knight now?
That's a good question because this is what. So now we're talking about SmackDown, Toe's favorite wrestling show. And one thing that you do, like, you know, we give Toe shit, but it's almost like it is kind of historically right that they're kind of SmackDown could be top heavy. And that's he's right with that. So I think it's like, so off the top, like I'm trying to think of the next guy, and it's like, so that's the issue is that they need to do better in the middle. In their mid card.
I mean, listen, they got somebody.
No, go ahead.
Carmelo.
Okay.
Come on now. He's him. You gotta put Carmelo in there. You gotta put Carmelo in there.
That would be a heck of a match. Yeah. We'll definitely find out on Friday. Somebody's gonna challenge him on Friday.
Exactly.
Jamal, I'm a big Tez supporter. Like, right. I don't care if it's baby face or heel. I think the man should, we're years past that he should have been a singles wrestler. I would be all for that too. Like, he kind of comes out with the red solo. It's like, I want that right there. And they have and they go in and start having some matches. I'm all for it.
They need to do something with Montez. I'm glad that at least somebody in this chat here I mentioned Montez because with Bobby Lashley gone, you know, the Hurt Business 2.0 that they were doing on SmackDown kind of faded away. Now that Bobby Lashley is like in limbo because you don't know whether or not he's going to resign. Are they going to resign him? If they do resign him, does he come back to this faction that he created? Or do you just leave the Street Profits with what's her name? Why I can't remember her name.
Shoot. Yeah, no, I just had it and it went.
Yeah, I feel like it's like it's regurgitated. Right. Like I can say it. Somebody in the chat will let me know in a few minutes on who is with the Street Profits now. Because I can't remember. I don't know why I can't remember her name. And that's bad that we can't remember her name.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. But yeah, so we're going to find out. Like Friday, somebody's going to, he's going to go out for his celebration.
Yeah.
And then somebody's music is going to hit.
Oh, you already know that.
But this is a great chance. So now that you don't have to deal with Logan Paul's, you know, his his time and everything. Now you can use this to build BFAT. Thank you.
There you go, beef. Thank you so much. I knew somebody in the chat was gonna let me know.
You can now start to use this to build your mid card.
Right.
Aren't they like so? Isn't the like when Raw goes to Netflix? Is SmackDown now going to be a 3-hour show?
No.
Okay, I thought I heard that somewhere.
Well, SmackDown is going where now? Because we only got a couple more months.
Right.
We're in August.
Right.
SmackDown, no. NXT is going to the CW.
Right.
Raw is going to Netflix in January.
Mm-hmm.
And then
it's gonna be
SmackDown, I think SmackDown's leaving Fox, and I think it's going to USA.
I think you're right. I think it is USA.
But I think they're going to leave the 2-hour format. I don't think they're going to go to a
because
3-hour
see
format.
what if USA is like, no, we want our 3 hours like you've been doing. So
I don't know, but you think about it, like, can you handle a 3-hour SmackDown?
If you build your mid card, yeah. So one of the problems with SmackDown might be that they have to smush so much into the 2 hours with the commercials. Right. So all the matches are like this because it's like, okay, no, we got to get the time so that we have the time for the main event or when the bloodline for the last bloodline segment.
Mm-hmm.
So now you don't have to do that with 3 hours. You can take your time and you can tell the stories in the middle. So my theory. So it's just like, so now I think you'll get to know the mid card a little bit better because now you can take your time with the 3 hours.
Might have to start bringing some more people up.
I agree with that. Or like I said, there's people in catering on SmackDown because it's only 2 hours. Yeah. So there are some people you haven't seen because there's not enough time. Like nothing wrong with them. It's just like, well, these are the storylines right now. We don't have the time to tell a story with you right now.
Yeah.
So
listen, before we get into the next match, there was something that happened on SummerSlam that just rubbed me the wrong way.
All right.
And last week we talked about Austin Theory.
We did.
Right. SummerSlam comes around and they use this guy in a segment with Jelly Roll. Why the fuck is Jelly Roll choke slamming Austin Theory? Like,
Roddy Piper was rolling over in his grave. Because he didn't like celebrities coming in and you put over the celebrity. Mm-hmm. So especially like that, like you said, like he got put into a devastating choke slam by Jelly Roll.
And then he got hit with a John Cena move.
Right.
From all three people. The Miz and R-Truth.
Right.
Like, I found that, I'm sorry, but I found that to be super disrespectful. Like, yo, bravo. Shout outs to Austin Theory for even going out there and agreeing to even do this.
Right. Did Austin Theory do something to Triple H or
did
he smack Stephanie on the ass or something? Like, is he like secretly don't like Austin Theory, bro?
Is he a part of the whole Vince thing and we just don't know about this?
I don't even know. I don't know. But dude, he don't like Austin Theory.
It's bad. It's so bad. And that's all I kept thinking about when I saw that segment. I was just like, what the hell did he do?
Right. You got your ass whooped by Jelly Roll, bro.
That you got to go out there in front of 50-something thousand people and get your ass whipped by Jelly Roll.
Who seems like a kind guy, okay? Like I have nothing against Jelly Roll. Jelly, I'd sit and have a beer with Jelly. Like, he's like one of those celebrities. I feel like I can sit and have a beer with him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so nothing against Jelly Roll, but he's not necessarily a world-class athlete.
Mm-hmm. See, and even Ken was saying the same thing that we thought. It was just like, well, maybe because he's a Vince guy, it's just like, all right, well, we're gonna do something to fuck with you, and that's exactly what they're doing now. It's crazy.
Ay.
We had the WWE Women's Championship match.
All right.
We had BBL Bailey taking on Nia Jax. Anybody who
And we
listens
just call
to
her
the
that, folks. We know
Yeah,
she
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
have a BBL. But damn.
Anybody that listens to the show, anybody that listens to the show knows that I'm a big Nia Jax supporter.
Mhm.
And we all said it. Well, some of us said it on the show. I don't remember if Gigi said that Bailey was gonna still keep her title, or was it Ray? I know somebody was going for Bailey,
Mhm.
and then the rest of us went for Nia Jax. I was happy that Nia Jax won the championship. It got me nervous though when Tiffany Stratton came out.
Yeah, I think that made everybody nervous. Like, wait, is she gonna do a Seth Rollins here and do triple threat? And then I would be like, I don't know what's gonna happen if she did that.
Right.
But no, big. I mean, again, this show. I don't know about other shows. I don't know about other like I know there's still posts out there that still they haven't. I don't think they just don't know wrestling, in my opinion. But Nia has come back.
Yep.
Has did the work. And she deserved this moment. This was wonderful for her. They're using you guys, like the people that still think that she was hurting people. They're using that. Like when Bailey brought that up in the promo, they wanted you to have an emotional reaction.
Right.
Because they know that you guys read dirt sheets and all of this stuff, so they're using dirt sheets and stuff that you read online. Like you guys still haven't learned that from WrestleMania yet. They're on to us. Okay, they know the stuff that we think we know, and then they throw it into the show. It's the new kayfabe.
Said Jamal said, remember called it a few months ago when I saw Nia will have gold before the end of the year.
He did.
That's true. You did call it.
He did that.
You did call it. Well, I give him that.
And she got a crown and a title.
You got the crown, so I kind of thought that's what you thought about when she was talking about gold, that she was gonna, she got Queen of the Ring. But hey, listen, now she's champion. Tiffany Stratton's by her side. The one thing I don't want to happen is for her to go back to that Alexa Bliss storyline. Where Alexa Bliss cashed in on her.
I'm about to say the kind of the mean girl storyline.
Because remember, Tiffany Stratton plays the mean girl role.
Right.
As a character. So
right.
You know what I mean? So now she aligned herself with Nia Jax, when she's just kind of just waiting in the wings to like cash in that title.
So hey, you already got another story waiting in the wings,
right?
This one. So, I mean, she even went to the press conference with her to, So this is very interesting. So the lady with the briefcase and the lady with the title are friends. Yeah, that's
right.
There's your story right there.
You know what I want would have been nice if Tiffany Stratton would have cashed in on Liv Morgan. Now, both friends have titles.
But
the thing about it is they're both on separate shows now.
That would be true. And then it kind of would have been too much for that storyline. They already had so much going on at the end of that match. That would have been too much. It would have been
right.
You get a toothache from all the extra at the end of that match.
Still would have been good to see.
Well, I mean, hey, she still got the briefcase. Right. Still anything could happen.
Because even Vicky says, she goes, that storyline is going to happen again.
Yeah.
And Ken, I agree with Ken when he says that that storyline was so bad, because like you felt bad for Nia Jax in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And for WWE to be like a family show, and then you had to deal with the whole bullying thing and them talking behind your back and showing the videos, and she didn't know what to do, and she felt hurt and all this other stuff. It just, I don't know. It was bad to see, you know what I mean? So that when the payoff happened, it's just like, okay, good for Nia Jax, but then later on you seen that, hey, she's gonna get screwed over anyway.
Yeah, it might be something like I would twist it up. I would like, okay, maybe she cost her a match,
Right.
but then she beats the person that beat her. So that way there's another kind of a twist on this. And then Nia goes back and looks at the videos like, wait, you made me lose, kind of thing. And then there's your match again. Like now,
right.
But not the same thing of her, I'm going to act like I'm your fan until you have a match that was beat you up pretty bad. And then I'm going to cash in on you. Do something do something that we don't see coming a mile away.
And you know what? And Ken brings it up now because I forgot that they had that running around the same time, that anti-bullying campaign.
I remember that
was going around the same time too.
Right.
So I don't know. Vince was shooting himself in the foot so many times.
Right.
When all this stuff was going down.
Vince is like, fuck them kids.
Exactly.
Give me my storyline.
He's like Jordan at summer camp.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I ain't getting no free shit here.
No.
Fuck that. Oh man.
Blocking kids' shots into the bleachers. If he went to the Jordan camp.
Yo, you seen that video, you know.
Yes.
Another good match we'll get into right now. CM Punk versus Popeye's Biscuits, Drew McIntyre with Seth freaking Rollins as a special guest referee. Listen, before we get into this match, I'm gonna talk about Seth Rollins.
Okay.
Right.
The shirt.
I was disappointed.
You're disappointed in the shirt.
Yeah. I was disappointed in the shirt. I thought it was too plain.
Okay.
I thought he was gonna give us something a little bit more. Like,
I mean, because see, I can, like I said, like, so it kind of went the same way I thought. I was like, okay, he's gonna somehow take it back to when Shawn Michaels did his special guest referee. Didn't think he was gonna, like, I was like, I don't know if he's gonna do the shorts, but something with the shirt is gonna kind of seem the same. And so he didn't tie it in the front, but that's kind of what I think he was going for, and then put the shine on it. So it's kind of what I expected. But I can see where you would, like, folks would be disappointed. Like, this is Seth Rollins, like the man wore those, red Mario Brother shoes at the Mario Brother boots at one time in the ring. So, yeah, it didn't bother me too much.
Nah, it bothered me, bro. I thought I was gonna, like I said, because of all the outfits that he wears every single week. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, man, this stylist is gonna go crazy when it comes to this referee shirt or something, like the outfit. And it was just, I felt like it was just a regular Seth Rollins outfit, nothing crazy. He had the little, like, it looked like a lace stripes going down, like the black stripes or lace. It was okay. The WWE logo was bedazzled. That was kind of cool, but it felt plain. It felt like, some 16-year-old kid made that in her room.
Yeah, like, I thought he could have done, if he was gonna do more. I think it should have been with the pants and the shoes,
right?
But he went. It was like kind of plain pants and shoes. So,
Crown is just like the Sabu pants. Yeah, I mean, he had those big fluffy pants on. Still,
yeah, he did.
It was all right. It wasn't. It wasn't the best. Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. I felt like the way this match went, it should have been a no disqualification match, last man standing, something, and they just Seth Rollins is just there to count the 1, 2, 3. That is it.
Mm-hmm.
They had their moments where they went back and forth. They did the whole outside, spots and everything else like that. The only thing I didn't like, and I wish they would have never, brung this in here, was that CM Punk is too obsessed with that damn fucking bracelet.
Yeah, that kind of. Here he's about to do the GTO, and then looks over and sees that Seth has it on his wrist.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude, it would have fell out of the ring by now if Seth
Exactly.
didn't pick it up. Yeah, no, that part it was a very Batman versus Superman Martha moment for me. Why did you say that name? Like, it's basically the same thing.
Let's see. Ken is saying Seth was rocking that Fashion Nova. He was rocking the Fashion Nova onesie under the pants.
Oh no.
I believe him too. I could see that happening. Vicky agrees with me with the no holds bar match. Make it a street fight. Should have been a triple threat with Seth. So Seth could be out of the picture. I don't know. Like, I felt like Seth Rollins is just putting himself in the situation. Let these two guys handle whatever they need to handle, and then whatever Seth Rollins wants to do with CM Punk, and then it can happen down the line.
Yeah, I mean, and it kind of like you could also tell the match was a kind of an homage to the the Triple H and Undertaker match with Shawn Michaels as a special guest. So they almost did some of the spots, like
Right.
so, and then that's how a feud ends up happening with Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. So, so hey, like that's what they were kind of going for. The execution wasn't that great, like
Right.
I think, like you said, they could have had a little they could have had a little bit more of a back and forth in the match and let like Seth just kind of stand in the corner and wait for the count, and then going towards the end. Now you're doing the, you barely see them, like you miss the count spots and all that. Like, do that at the end, but not all throughout the match.
Yeah. I like the little camera thing that they had on Seth Rollins. They were doing that to a lot of the referees.
Yeah.
Some of the referees got it that night. Where they had the camera in the ear.
That's
so
dope.
You get to see like all the, like, you get to see what they see when they're in the ring. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
They need to do that for like every pay-per-view.
Right. Yep. No, I like that. Like you said, I think that's going to be something they're gonna, because like now when a big move happens, they're gonna, oh, let's look at the replay from the ref cam. And, so yeah, no, that's and they kind of got that from the XFL, by the way.
I'm mad that they didn't do that for the Solo versus Cody match.
That would have been that would have been a nice match to have the ref cam on. Because all those guys coming out of nowhere. We'll get to that match too.
Ken said that that was more of like Bret Hart versus Undertaker in '97. He said they even mentioned that in the match. I don't remember them saying that, but I believe Ken anyway when he says it.
Right. Ken does his homework.
Yeah, he's good. He's good money. Let's go to the World Heavyweight Championship match. Damian Priest took on Gunther. Listen, I was rooting for Damian Priest.
I know it.
Okay.
I think I was one of the only people that picked Gunther.
Yeah. I was rooting for Damian Priest because I seriously thought they were going to keep this title on him a little bit longer, because he's been doing such a great job holding on to that title and making it something. Even with all the shenanigans that have been going on with the Judgment Day, he was still doing his thing. And then here comes Fabio Finn Balor. I got nicknames for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
you like old boy on ESPN that had the Berman that had all the nicknames for everybody.
Fucked up Damian Priest's role. And now Gunther's world heavyweight champion.
Yep.
It's a sad day. Because the reason why I say it's a sad day is because how are you going to take this title away from this man?
Yeah, I think, because I was when we did the show last week, and so I was like, okay, I'm the only one that did not that picked Gunther, because I was and I do this too, but I think what it was that you were, for good reason, you're rooting for the Afro Latino,
right?
Okay, and I'm like, no, I just saw the bigger picture, and it's like, hey, we gave it to him. We got it at WrestleMania. We're all the way to SummerSlam. That's a pretty good. When somebody can have a title from WrestleMania or SummerSlam, you did pretty good. But it's time to put it on Gunther, because we need that to be the world champion when we go into WrestleMania. We need a heel world champion going to WrestleMania. And here he is. Why have him lose now and then have to do it all over again? Like win the Royal Rumble and all this all over again. So that's how I picked that. You were going with your emotions, and I do it too. I do it too. So, but yeah, I knew he wasn't. There was no way they were gonna have him beat Gunther.
It's not right. It's because he's from the Bronx. That's what it is. When you live in New York City and you come from the Bronx, they try to fuck with you so much.
I see,
and I believe it. Okay, but this was not for nothing. This was a good match between the two. Like Damian Priest showed that he could hang with Gunther. Those smacks that they were giving each other, you seen Gunther's chest, it started bleeding, right? So you know that Damian Priest is going in.
Right. Well, and he had a match before that with a lot of chest chopping.
Mm-hmm. So they were going back and forth, which was great.
Yes. No, he was able to, he showed that, I'm going to be able to stand up to you. So that's not going to be how this match goes. Like, that's what you kind of got from their exchanges, is that, oh, no, you're not going to overpower me like he does with some of the other guys. Like, he just kind of wears them down. Like, that's not happening. You're going to have to win some kind of other way. That's not going to happen in this match. So that's what was exciting about this one, was that you weren't going to see Gunther win the way he usually does.
Right. See, Ken was with me because I was thinking the same thing. I was just like, well, if he loses at SummerSlam, he'll win in the Germany show. But now he's going into the Germany show as champion.
Right.
But
and then people are going to be going ape shit.
And the thing about it is, you can't give that title. You can't put Damian Priest in that title picture for a rematch at this pay-per-view when he's dealing with everything that's going on with the Judgment Day.
As long as it's not freaking main event, Jay.
Right.
So don't put him in there to lose.
I think that's what's going to happen, because who else doesn't have anything going on right now?
I mean, unless he gets caught up in Jay gets caught up in the bloodline stuff, then he kind of has something.
I mean, that could happen. Rhea is heartbroken right now from Dom. So, and we didn't see Jey Uso last week. So, well, this Monday they came up. So, it could be a possibility that we could see that. So Ken was saying the same thing about him winning at Germany. Vicky is like, woohoo, don't make no one bleed from chops. But of course, it was black and white pictures. And Ken again, Jamal said, I don't see what happening. He will get a long title reign, like his IC title. He's talking about Gunther being world champion, him having that long reign as IC champ. I mean, WWE is now giving these guys longer time to work with the titles that they have, because you see Logan Paul had it for a minute.
Yep.
Roman had his title for a minute. Gunther had the IC title for a minute. The only ones that they keep flip-flopping around is the tag team titles, because you never know who has the freaking tag team titles right now.
Right.
It took me a minute, but the Raw tag team champions are who? I want to see if you remember who the tag team champions are.
Isn't it
Raw.
DIY?
Nope. They
Damn.
lost the titles.
Okay, because I know. Because put it this way, I know SmackDown is Bloodline.
Right.
All right. Now, so Raw. Man, that was my answer too. I don't. So,
and that's sad. It's sad to say that no one knows who the tag team champions are from Monday Night Raw, and it's the Judgment Day.
They're still the champ. Wow.
Yes, they're still champion. JD McDonough and Finn Balor are still,
because you don't think, because they're in this other story that you're not thinking about the tag team title.
Exactly. They just truly forgot about the tag team titles. It was like, fuck it.
So now, Damian should cost them the tag team title now.
Yep. That would make sense.
Right. And it should be two of the members of the of the 6.
Ooh, that would be nice.
And then everybody's got to come to the 6 every time they get, they have all these number 1 contender matches,
right.
And you got to, and they're like a final boss that you have to go against all the time.
Last match of the night, it was Solo versus Cody Rhodes. Bloodline rules for the undisputed championship. You know what? This match was okay.
It was better than I thought Solo was going to do,
right.
Actually. So I give it up to Solo. Like he did better than I thought he was going to do. And that is kind of with Cody as well. Like Cody is pretty good at taking like his opponent having equal ground with them. So regardless of who it is, like you can go watch some of his old AEW matches, and he took some of these guys that flopped around in the gym and made them look good in matches. So so he did great. No, I don't think I don't think our boy's hurt. I think that's just in the story.
Well, the Jacob Fatu stuff when he jumped off the top rope, landed on the table on top of Cody Rhodes. Oh no, he really is hurt.
You think so?
Yeah, he got the boot and everything.
You can dude, the boot.
I mean, listen, the reports online that I've read, they're like it's like a legit thing that he really is hurt, which sucks because he's done this move how many times?
Millions,
right?
Like I've seen him do that at independent shows.
Right. It's a freak accident that happened. It's just because when he dropped, I was just like, that's probably a storyline thing. He hurt himself. He's grabbing onto the ankle. It's okay. And then they kept panning away from him in the cameras, like making sure that they don't show him sitting there because he was going crazy at one point. Just started fucking tossing shit. And I was like, my man, calm down. This kid's calm down. You may hit somebody.
Right. No, he's very when he gets out there, he's all the way into his character.
Right.
But we'll see.
Ken was saying it was it might be a bone bruise. It might be. We'll see. We'll see on Friday when he shows up on SmackDown. But yeah, going back to Solo, I thought he held his own with Cody. It was a great match between the two. I don't know. It's just certain Cody matches just don't do it for me. Like it should. You know what I mean? You're the champion. It should be like your matches are
the main event.
Yeah. It's the main event. You're the main guy. And it was okay.
And for the main event to be okay,
exactly,
at SummerSlam in a Bloodlines rules match. I guess for me, So okay, so you got a Bloodlines Roll match, so that means that okay, we're gonna have some other folks jumping in. I think like even though for the story it does make sense for KO and Randy to come out, but still
Right.
I would have liked to have seen some fresh faces for on Cody's side. Like you said, like it was an okay match. Like I wasn't bored. It's not like I was bored. I was. It kept me interested. But
I thought he was gonna bring the dog out.
they made it seem that way, didn't they?
Also,
now at least so one thing I would give them, at least they don't have Mama Rhodes coming out there anymore. Like that was starting to get old.
Nah, they brought the uncle out now. Now you got Arn Anderson.
Yeah, Arn Anderson was giving
Glock him up. Glock him up.
Yep. And that's who I thought he was gonna come out for a second.
I thought so too, but you know what? Arn Anderson is old, man. He ain't about that life no more.
No, I know.
He's not going out there.
No, I know. But then we got the man.
Yep.
At the tail end of the match coming out.
I love the OTC shirt. For a good, not for nothing, I caught a brain fart when I saw that shirt. Because I was just like, OTC. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Like me and Jackie was sitting here. We was just, even my son, he was just like, what does OTC mean? I said, I don't know. And I'm sitting, and then it finally caught to me. I was like, oh, the original tribal chief. Got you. Okay, my fault.
Yeah. And then that shirt was it was flying off the shelves as soon as the show went off the air. They said it was like almost a record number or something. Like after the show,
like 2 million or something like that. Right? He made the company $2 million in a matter of like a couple of hours.
I know I'm getting the shoes. I know that much.
Yeah. So Nike, Jordan brand linked the deal with WWE and like. Because these sneakers was actually supposed to come out this year,
right?
The red and black Romans,
right?
They were supposed to come out this year.
With the symbol on the
yeah, and they ended up scratching it or pushing it back, and now it's gonna come out in January. Which I'm gonna be on my sneaker app.
Yep,
trying to cop these because they look fire. I ain't even gonna front.
No,
like,
I'm getting those in my life. That I'm getting. Yeah, if I gotta go on StockX, then that's fine. Like this, but it's happening.
We'll figure it out. We have to rock it. But I think it was Jamal that said he was thinking that he was waiting for Dustin to come out. I was thinking that too. I said eventually at some point more of his family members are gonna come out. But then Dustin is under contract with AEW, and there's no way in the world TK is gonna let him come out there. I don't care if you beg and please.
Even though that would have been a very cool moment.
Oh yeah.
And then look what Clown's saying there, like 800,000 for the Roman custom title on WWE. Shot.
Damn.
This man's a star, man.
Oh yeah. Like he did exactly what he needed to do, and that was just wait the course.
Yep. Get some rest, heal up.
They did the whole tribal chief thing. That's been working for him, and they found that niche that they needed, and now is just off to the races when it comes to Roman Reigns.
Right.
Came out with that's not new music, right? That music was from
I think it was just for and I think it was just for this entry, for the surprise entry.
I don't know. They might do it on Friday.
Well, that's another one we'll see. Yeah.
Get my popcorn ready.
Yeah, but as long as we get the choir the choir singing.
Ken is saying I'm waiting.
We're all right.
Ken wants the replica on eBay. You don't want to go there.
No, don't do that.
Send you.
Yeah, don't do that.
You might as well just make that yourself.
Right. You'll have the colors running all over the metal, and no, don't do that, bro. use a firm or something.
Mm-hmm. But you seen at the end, like Roman Superman punches Solo, Then he gives him the spear. He walks away. Cody does the crossroads 1, 2, 3. Cody is still champion, but but Roman never took his eyes off of Cody. Kind of give him that nod,
Right.
and then just walks off.
Yeah. Like kind of like you lucky he screwed up.
Exactly. So now Cody kind of is maybe kind of safe because Roman's not going after him right now. He wants to deal with the family situation first.
Right.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, no,
Dude.
that's gonna be the situation. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
SmackDown. So tomorrow's I'm gonna be kind of anxious to see what the rating for SmackDown is gonna be.
Oh, come on now. You already know the ratings for SmackDown. It's gonna be in the millions, baby. Come on.
Because it's like because you already just saying, so with the Olympics, like so you already had the big races happen, like all the big track events have happened at the Olympics already.
Right. All the big major events for the Olympics right now are done.
Because all we're waiting for now is the gold medal game for basketball.
Yes, and
that's Saturday, right?
Yep.
So that won't be a thing.
Nope.
So yeah. So I think this number.
Yep.
To see what's going to happen with the blood, especially I want the bloodline number. Like when the bloodline comes on, I want to see what the number is because I think it's going to be.
It's gonna be high.
I think Fox is gonna be like, "Why are we losing the show again?" Like,
my whole thing is just like, do you bring out Paul Heyman for this one?
Yes,
because he's been MIA since Roman. Well, since he got beat up,
right?
By
have him come out with Roman.
Bloodline.
Yep, and then we have it out, and they tell us what is the story here, like what's going on,
right?
And then with Paul Heyman firmly on Roman's side, of course.
Oh,
and then there, we might see Jim. Yep. And then we're gonna have it out. Like, okay, like I see we need to settle. We're gonna have to settle this,
right?
Because you think you're the tribal chief, like so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because remember, it wasn't Roman who kicked out Jimmy
or Paul
from the bloodline.
Nope.
It was Solo.
Right.
So now, you got Roman who has to come back in and correct the wrongs that Solo has done with the family.
Yep.
So it's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be very, very interesting. I thought SummerSlam was great. There were other people who did not like SummerSlam at all. I had some people comment in the DMs in the on the podcast Instagram saying that they didn't like it. They thought it was okay. They thought that Roman should have waited a little while longer to come back.
Why? Yeah.
But
everybody's always got like these couch GMs. These couch bookers that like, that would have been better if we like, no, bro.
Mm-hmm.
This is the WrestleMania of summer, so you need something big to happen at the end,
right?
So no, it would not, like, so come on, like, so okay, so I would have told that person, okay, rewind back. Cody just hits 3 crossroads at 1, 2, 3, celebrates, and they go to black. That would have been better than the ending that we got. What are you talking about?
Ken loved the timing for Roman,
right,
to come back. Was SummerSlam, and Vicky was just like she missed Roman Reigns.
Exactly.
I mean, everybody every week has been saying the same thing. We miss Roman. They want Roman.
Right.
It was a given that Roman was going to come back.
Yeah, Roman has become
right.
Like, so, like how The Rock was a heel and how Stone Cold was a heel, and they didn't change anything, and they were like, but the crowd was like, nope, we like you too much. Same thing with Legion of Doom. Legion of Doom didn't change a thing, and yeah, we're with you now, and that's just how it went, and that's what's happening with Roman.
I'm gonna leave you to talk to the people real quick.
Okay.
Oh no, just there it goes.
Let's see. So I blame the Madden franchise mode for all the couch book. Well, and you don't forget universe mode and all of that garbage as well. No, and to piggyback on what you're saying there, clown. Like again, like I say it probably every other week. That damn documentary was a blessing and a curse. The Beyond the Mat. Everybody, so once people see that, they think they know everything there is to know, and here we go. And then everybody, you can never do anything. They like no company can ever do anything right on television, right? And what else did we have here? Jamal saying Triple H did in 2 years what Vince couldn't do in 8, and that was make Roman the biggest baby face of the company. You know, that's a hell of a statement. Because it might be true. Like I think with Vince, he still like for baby faces for him, he still thinks it's a superhero.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays it just doesn't like white meat baby face does not work anymore. We live in a society now. Like things have changed. And that's not what we root for anymore. Like all of us have, like, you know, especially in the middle class, like we've all had the scratch and claw, and we couldn't do things perfectly to get where we are. And then so to see this guy that can get beat up for 2 hours and then pop up, do 3 moves and win, that's not what we all know that's not how life works. So so we don't want to see that. Exactly. And that's what Vince wasn't getting. And that's what Triple H like, because Triple H was down here, like he had to work his Terra Nova and all that crap that he had to go through, and then taking the fall for the curtain call and all that, so he knows what it's like. Exactly. So that's why we're seeing better stories and better characters with Triple H than we did with Vince.
I have to agree with the whole like where Triple H is taking WWE, obviously, with like Nick Khan and all the other stuff that they're doing. Mm-hmm. They're just taking all these ideas and just knocking it out of the park.
Yes,
every single time. So that's why I'm curious now with this. Like, even we could jump back to like the whole Netflix, deal. We still don't even know of the full of what's gonna happen. Like, are we getting commercials? Is it gonna be 3 hours?
I think so. Triple H said I watched the pre-show of SummerSlam. He was like, Triple H came on and he was talking to somebody, and or I think it was even ESPN. One of the he talked and kind of he gave more detail on what's going to happen to Raw, and it's not going to no rating. So basically, in so many words, it is not going to be PG. And I think it's still 3 hours. And I think it matters, like kind of like with Peacock, like it kind of matters what version of Netflix you have. Right. So folks, if you have the commercial version of Peacock and you're saying, I've seen people say there's so many commercials, and then I'm like, wait, I didn't see any commercials, and I like because I have the upper version.
I didn't even know.
Peacock.
You know what's crazy? I didn't even know that they. Oh, you're talking about for Peacock? I'm about to say, wait, Netflix has commercials?
Netflix has commercials.
Really?
Yes, there is a so I have for example, like there are 2 tiers, and I have I get because I get it with my T-Mobile service,
right?
And they didn't put us on the premium tier, so I get commercials with I don't even get all the movies. Like there are certain movies that won't come up on the version that I'm on.
Oh, okay. So all right. So because I had to go into the Netflix website to see. So it says it says standard with ads. It says ad supported all but few movies and TV shows available, unlimited mobile games. I didn't even know they had mobile games.
They do.
Holy shit. Fuck am I paying all this money for Netflix? I don't know none of this stuff until now. Watch on 2 supported devices at the same time. watching 1080p. That's full HD, and I could download certain TV and movies. Then they have a standard version, which is unlimited ad-free movies, TV shows, and mobile games. Still didn't even know they had mobile games here. Watch on 2 supported devices, same stuff as before. Option to add an extra member who doesn't live with you, right? And then you have a premium version. I didn't even know this.
Yes.
I'm kind of wondering which one do okay, so I have the premium, which is unlimited ad-free TV, watch on 4 separate devices, yada yada yada.
How much is that a month?
This is $22.99.
Okay.
Because I know I paid like $25.
Right.
So, because I don't want to see no fucking commercials.
Well, and you're getting like it's like you're saying like they showed you so you also get every movie. Standard version, you don't even get you don't get every movie that's on Netflix. Yeah, so they really, and you see not I bet you people listening to us did not know this stuff. So on purpose they didn't make this like something to advertise. Right. Okay.
See, but I'm wondering now is like, okay, because Netflix does give you commercials. If you're watching Raw and you have the standard version and now the commercials are going to come popping up, right? What do we get for the people who don't want the ads? Are they going to do the same way like what Peacock does?
Yeah.
Where they're like, hey, you're going to get this commercial while we get what the storyline is?
That's exactly what's going to. Yep. Because that's what I was telling people about when they were like saying, well, WrestleMania got too many commercials. I was like, wait, I didn't we got the storyline video show. We didn't get commercials. So you must have the Peacock that's with ads. It's going to be the same thing. Like we're going to get continuous. And then like Clown is saying, we're also going to get like at SummerSlam, like you're going to get the Snicker ad in the locker room, the Manscaped ad in the locker room segment. Like you're gonna get those too. So, which they got to pay the bills. Like, that's how it goes.
No, I think it's gonna be live.
Yeah, it's gonna be live. And then of course, like if you miss it, you're gonna be able to click on it and still watch.
And then it's gonna be like the only good thing that I would like is that say you do miss Raw and you come home, like you could just turn to it right away. It's not like Hulu where you gotta wait a little while before. No, it's just there.
Well, and I like that. Like so, West Coast folks, like we don't get this like unless you got something pirated, you don't see it until 8:00 our time. So if you go anywhere online, you've already seen the whole show. So that's kind of what's messed up for us. So now I think Netflix with this is gonna be live. So now I can, after work, boom, and I'm watching it with everybody else.
Nice.
So that's that's kind of that's what I kind of like about that.
Welcome back.
So now I can get on the Monday show and you guys won't have to be afraid of spoiling anything for me.
Listen, I haven't been on the Monday show for a good while because my kids' baseball practice is on a Monday and it ends at 7:30. By the time I get home, it's 9:00.
Oh man,
driving through traffic, all this other stuff is just like, because you think about it, like for me, like practice ends at 7:30, but with them talking, and then the kids running around, and then you talking to another parent, then they're talking to your kid, or you talking to their kid. You look at the time; it's 8:00. Then you jump on the highway, I get home, like fuck, it's 9:00. But I'm gonna be back soon. Hopefully, the practice time will change. I told Toe I will be back on Mondays very soon. Probably in a couple of weeks. So let's see. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed here.
So speaking of Raw, what did you like this last Raw here?
I thought it was one of their better Raws. So
had
far.
A hell of a show. They had a hell of a show on Monday.
Yeah. The Wyatt Six made their debut. They were in the main event. Randy Orton comes out to challenge Gunther. Like it was something that had a lot of people talking.
Yes.
They brung the storyline that should have been brought up a couple of months ago between Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins, which
Yes.
Bronson Reed. I'm so glad. I don't know whose idea was this.
Yeah.
To just let him go crazy on Seth Rollins, but that was chef's kiss.
Yes.
Because that made him look like such a fucking badass.
Right. Had him coughing up blood.
What?
Yes.
Which, if it would have been on Netflix, would have been a lot worse.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when it goes to Netflix, the whole WWE hater, oh, it's PG and it's for kids.
Mm-hmm.
I think all that's gonna be another argument that gets taken away.
Yep.
Even though now I'm like, you guys tell me, have you not been watching? Like that tells me you haven't been watching. Like if you still think it's in the PG era. They're not in the PG. Like right now, they're not in PG era.
Exactly. Like they're slowly moving themselves away from all of that.
I mean, look at when Dom kissed Liv on Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, yeah, go ahead and say it. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. Like on the commentary, it's like, so we're not in the PG. Like, where are you getting this from? Old info. Like again, stop. People need to stop living off of old information.
Right. See, Jamal's like the Bronson Reed could be CM Punk's bodyguard soon.
Ooh,
you know what? If it was, I would agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
If he would have attacked Drew McIntyre, because the CM Punk Drew McIntyre storyline is still going on.
Mm-hmm. But Seth is in the mix of it now.
Seth is always putting himself in the mix of something.
But I mean, like even to the point where he's like, you shouldn't even be in our company, kind of, in the middle of the, so he really put himself in this.
You know what? You know what I noticed about Seth Rollins on Monday that he's not putting himself into?
What's that?
The gym. Because he was looking in them pants, looking in that outfit. All right. He looked like he was eating good.
He did get, didn't he and his wife get a new contract? So
or like my man Show likes to say, he was eating good. Okay? Because your man, you went from having the ab lines and all this other stuff, and now you're looking like you about
the 12 pack.
Yeah, now you're looking like you have the keg. Like, I don't know what's going on. You was moving. Now you kind of just walking.
Now that steak and lobster starting to pack on.
Fuck, Becky's not backstage no more, and he's chilling and catering before he gotta go out.
Oh, is it my segment?
I got you. Let me put the jacket on.
Yeah. Like, Seth, put that cheesecake down. You gotta go out. Oh, okay.
All right, hold on. Let me get some water. But listen, I want to see, because everybody was just like, well, why is Bronson Reed attacking Seth Rollins? And I was just like, well, Bronson Reed was supposed to get a title shot a couple of months ago when Seth Rollins is still champion.
That's right. Wait, Jamal, that's not that. I gotta. That's not right. That's not right, Jamal.
Wow, I just thought about that too.
Yeah, that's
after reading that, I was like, damn, you know what? Fuck, man, you right. Right, Jamal.
I'm trying not to believe it.
No. We listen. When it comes to this show, you already know that the people are right, and Jamal is right. Holy shit! Yeah, Seth Rollins is turning into Chris Jericho.
Oh no!
You know what? You know how this statement will be true?
Oh no!
If next week Seth Rollins comes out and he got abs.
Or if he changes his damn name then I'll say
no. That's not gonna happen.
yeah, because
That doesn't
Chris
happen
Jericho,
until months later.
he can't, every 90 days he's another.
Nah, we're not talking about the learning tree Chris Jericho. We talking about pudgy Chris Jericho that was coming out there with the belly, like Seth Rollins is right now.
Where he couldn't even fasten the belt on his.
Seth the dad bod Rollins. That's what we're gonna start calling him.
The dad bod.
Eat it down.
Damn.
So that's what we're gonna start calling him now. Everybody got a nickname. Jamal came up with the Seth Dad Bod Rollins. That's what we're gonna start calling him from now on until we start seeing the 6-pack abs that we all been seeing for months. So I don't know what you've been doing back there, Seth Rollins, but it's not working out.
You gotta get back on it, bro.
Get it on.
They're starting to call you Dad Bod.
Dad Bod Rollins.
They're gonna have you advertising the workout stuff in a minute.
Oh shit. Ken is like Seth is a couple of Reese's pieces away from looking like Pudge Boy from Boys in the Hood.
Doughboy
from Boys in the Hood. That's crazy.
Seth, man, you gotta do better, man.
Gotta do better.
Don't let them do this to you.
You can't be looking like us. All right.
Yeah, that's true. Like, come on,
like,
this ain't AEW.
On, you got a job to do. I don't. I got a normal 9 to 5.
This ain't AEW where everybody just goes out
Word
there.
Up. That shit may fly in AEW. It ain't gonna fly in WWE. Come on now. What did you think of the YS6 debuting their in-ring on Raw?
I thought they were awesome. I thought that was what those two guys needed.
Right.
That kind of a refresh of their character. They're into it. Like you can totally they are boom, they're in it. Like they are all the way committed. And that's how you got to be. Like you just got to jump all the way in and be all the way committed, and then the people will follow you, and they're doing it. No, I was really impressed. I was like, okay, like they're, because remember I was the one saying, okay, I kind of want to see him in the ring now. So, and I was like, all right, they're still on track.
Exactly.
Yep.
I like the fact that they're still bringing in Chad Gable, like, into this story of like being lost and everything else like that, and then him being with the Creed brothers is just like it works. It works. It's America 2.0.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
No,
like,
it works. It absolutely works.
They got the matching outfits. They got the new song, the new theme out. Is working.
Yes.
And this is what Chad Gable needs all the time.
All around, like basically everybody in that whole segment. Like this is what they all needed right there. Like it all came together. That's what they all needed. And it all worked. All like, and you, how many times do you say that like in past years about a Raw that you watched the final segment and you're like, yeah, that worked out for everybody involved. Like how many times have you said that in the last few years?
A lot.
Yeah. So
the one thing, listen, I know losing somebody is hard. You can never get over this. This YS6 thing is a tribute to Bray Wyatt. But we gotta try and keep the emotions in check a little bit. I may sound like an asshole.
They will.
But eventually they need to just, all right, if you're gonna do a move that's gonna be a tribute to either Bray or Brody, let's just keep it together a little bit. And then at the end, I don't know if you saw the video, that they were all in the ring and Bo Dallas is out here pointing to the sky in the ring. You're supposed to be Uncle Howdy. Y'all all sitting here hugging in the middle of the ring. Now I sound like Mark Henry out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now you got me sounding like Mark Henry out here. Right. Where I'm just like, okay, listen, save that shit for the back.
No, I'm gonna agree with I gotta agree with you on that one. I gotta agree. he Mark and what you just said was right.
Right.
That's what you do in the back. So okay, now the group is here. We know it's here. They had now so now all the other stuff happens in the back now. Like let us get into the characters.
So I call myself Kenny Mark Thinking. Everybody gets a nickname. But it's true though. It's just like
sexual chocolate.
So Ken is like, so are the Wyatts supposed to be badass heels? I don't know. That is a great question.
Yeah.
Because are they supposed to be heels? Are they supposed to be mysterious figures that are trying to get into people's minds and corrupt them? Are they lost souls trying to find their way? I don't know. Each week we just find out little by little of what the YS6 is supposed to be, what they're trying to be, what it's going to eventually lead to. He was in bed with me. What?
She said, because I mentioned sexual chocolate when you was looking for a nickname, and I think that set her off when I
right now she's just going back into memory lane right now. She at least Jamal agrees with me. At least I'm not a complete asshole. Or
it makes sense because now it's like okay, now we're trying to get into this current group and the characters and the story. It can't be like you're breaking into tears and hugging at every match every time, so now it's like when they got to the back and got to Gorilla, they're like, come here, okay, don't ever, that's enough.
Exactly.
Now we need you guys to
I know I know fans are gonna still be emotional because the next day when Raw went off the air, I went to like my local supermarket, and there's a girl that works at the supermarket. She's like a big wrestling fan. Every time we see each other, we're always like conversating about wrestling and stuff like that. And she even said it. She was like, "Oh my god, the YS6! I was so emotional. I'm so glad that they used they used his theme song for their entrance." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, obviously, you would think they would have, they would have used that anyway, especially because this whole group is because of Bray Wyatt."
Right.
You know what I mean? But definitely, like, the more you do stuff like that, the more emotional people are going to be. Right. You know what I mean? So that's when you get those answers, you get those questions as, are they supposed to be heels? Or, like, we're cheering for them, but what is their purpose?
Right.
Like, after Chad Gable, who's next?
Yeah. So we shall see, but like I said, hopefully quality control in the back goes okay. That's enough of that.
Oh yeah.
Get to work now. And then if you need to be emotional, come to the back and you you can do it all you want to back here, but that's enough of doing that in the ring.
Did you hear the news about Britt Baker and MJF? They got into a little altercation.
Wait, you trying to tell me there was something that happened in the back in AEW? No, not an organization like them.
So I get an email of like updates that go on, and through like Fightful and stuff, and they were reporting that Britt Baker got suspended, that she was talking trash about MJF, and like MJF's girlfriend went back and told him what was going on, and he storms inside the locker room, and they get into like
the women's locker room, by the way.
Yeah,
folks.
He goes into the women's locker room, and now they're at war with each other, talking back and forth. He punches a wall, which throws up so many red flags when somebody does that.
Yes.
Right. And out of all this, she gets suspended.
You know how they dish out justice in AEW.
I found that so weird that she gets suspended and not him.
Right.
when he hit a wall.
This is how they do things.
So, but it looks like the suspension was only for like a couple of days because she was right back on Dynamite the next day.
Like, damn it, your punishment is that you can't go on Collision.
Exactly. We don't want you on Collision. We don't want you on Rampage. Well, we're gonna need you for Dynamite.
So you go sit down and think about that.
MJF out here looking like Captain America and shit. You seen the outfit that he wore on Wednesday?
Yes.
It was a whole red, white, and blue outfit.
Like Toe says with the Texas Championship.
Looking like he was a part of American Gladiators out here.
Hi.
Well, I don't know. It's like
This isn't his character. Like, so what is bothering me is that this isn't his character. It's not the MJF character anymore.
Right.
And so it's kind of it's jumped the shark right after you sign him. It's not, this ain't doing it, man.
Yeah. Vicky was like timeout. She's still confused on everything that's going on.
Or
So,
no,
yeah.
she's saying that Britt Baker got put on a timeout.
Oh, okay. I thought she was just wondering what else was going on.
Yeah, no, like so instead of getting like a real suspension, you're
Right.
on timeout.
Jamal's like, I think Britt Baker, the issue with every time she gets into it with someone. I mean, you know what it is? Britt Baker is very passionate when it comes to this business.
Mm-hmm.
And when she sees certain things that goes on, it's just like, what are we doing?
I mean, she's like funny enough, she's like one of the voices of reason in there. Like, wait, what do you mean we're like, you know, the only time I thought she was out of line was the Thunder Rosa thing. It's like, yeah she
was in the wrong
back.
route.
you know, so it's like she didn't, and then all of a sudden she started having back problems. So it's kind of funny
how long was she gone for?
Yeah, so it's funny how karma comes and bites you in the ass when you know. So yeah, but other than that though, the other things that she has said has made sense. And she gets punished. It seems like she always gets punished for it, for making sense. So hey, you know, this Phantom WB deal, like when that happens, maybe everything will be all right. But I really like. I mean, I feel like they're fumbling the ball. They have this chance. Like that's what kind of frustrates me about AEW. They have this chance to be the other company, like the real other company to other than watching WWE,
right?
Which makes wrestling wonderful when you have that. But when you turn over there, it's like every time it's just like something always take I remember, like, let's go to the Ospreay match with MJF, right? So here's what took me out of and it's like you can tell that these guys don't work. Like the problem is you can tell that they don't work on their craft. They think they know everything. So there's a thing where like something happens where MJF kind of outsmarts Ospreay. He's on the floor and he does the I'm smart thing, right? Looking at the crowd. He takes a really long time waiting for Ospreay to hit. Like it's like he's gonna hit him in the back. Like I can see it already. Like you know, and then finally, 30 to 45 seconds later, he finally comes and hits him in the back. After like he's got to stand there doing this for like 30 to 40 seconds. That's the problem I have. Like when people say you're AEW, no, I'm not an AEW hater. I'm like they're too good of wrestlers to be making these kinds, like to be doing these kinds of things on television that makes it look stupid.
And even Ken says that he's like AEW doesn't push their guys the way they're supposed to, which is true.
There you go. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like it's like they're these guys are they're too talented for this, and then it looks stupid. You're not supposed to somebody's not supposed to turn to a wrestling show and say this looks stupid. Like you're supposed to you're supposed to have a casual person turn and say, oh wait, let me watch this. That's what's supposed to happen. But you have these folks that they think that's not supposed. Oh, if you're casual, you don't belong here. Well, how do you think you make money? You got to have something for everybody. Yeah. And that's the problem. Oh, I make wrestling for us lunatics. Okay, well, all 1,500 of you on a nightly basis, have fun.
Okay. The thing I don't know. The thing that gets me about AEW is that you can have really good stories in the beginning, and then all of a sudden it just turns left. Like they
don't know how to finish it.
Yeah. So like right now we have Bryan Danielson and Swerve.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. Bryan Danielson is trying to prove himself before he leaves the wrestling business, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going through like all this stuff. He fought Jeff Jarrett, where Ricky the Dragon Steamboat chilling in commentary. You got Swerve cutting like a really good promo segment. So I'm like, now I'm into this match.
Right.
I want to see what happens next. But then now you have this feud that's going on with the Acclaimed and FTR. We don't know how the hell it got there. I was confused last night watching it because I was like, wait a minute. I know I missed Dynamite last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I caught the highlights.
Right.
But why is FTR feuding with the Acclaimed?
And do you remember when? So I do. I remember when one of the biggest knocks on WWE was that some of these matches are always random. Like it seems like you're playing universe mode on 2K and how it makes like that completely random match.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so again, so these same folks, here it is, it's happening on your favorite show.
Mm-hmm.
No, like they will never, it's always out, you're hating if you say something about it. It's like, okay, but why are you you're doubly critical of WWE?
Right.
And then when your show is doing something that's really dumb, now I'm a hater. That's what the frustration is. Okay. Well, the show's only been out for this many years. I was like, dude, we're in 2024.
Like it's been out for a minute now. Like it's time.
We're in 2024. This ain't the 50s where it takes no. If a show's a hit, it's a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Right off the bat. Everybody that watches wrestling has stopped and watched AEW at some point.
Exactly.
It's their fault if they're not coming back.
But okay. So let me ask you this. Yep. Like they're getting this new deal now. They allegedly. Allegedly they're getting this new deal now. Like what is it that you think that they need now to try and push to like get their ratings up?
So they need to it can't be so obvious that to be on top and to have like the main spots, you have to be friends with the elite. Right. It has to be because you have allegedly you have the Lucha Brothers. Who was that again? So the Lucha Brothers and Stark are gone, right? Or about to go to WWE. That's right. Especially like the Lucha Brothers are about if that's real, they're about to make so much money. Merch alone. They're gonna clean up. And they don't have to go kill themselves to do it. Right. And then so on this show, you have basically if you didn't come from Japan or you're not one of the elite, you're not getting one of the best match. You're not going to get one of the good spots on the show. If you're big, you're losing. You're gonna lose to a 215-pound man, and you even though you're 250 of solid rippling muscle, and you're gonna lose to this man that's gonna do a cartwheel around you.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's the problem. It's like you got like so there has to be a sprinkle of believability in your stories and in your matches. It can't just be that, like, you know, a guy gets the 215-pound guy gets the shoulder block Samoa Joe and knock him off his feet.
Shout
If you
out
think,
to Hook.
yeah, I'm not lying. Like, that happened. Okay, you can go back and watch it if you think I'm lying. So that's the problem. It has to have a sprinkle of believability.
You seen what Ken said?
What's that?
He said they're making a trade. They're gonna send Lucha Bros and Ricky Starks over to WWE, and they're gonna get the Hurt Business.
And then what good is that gonna? So
Nothing.
that means, yeah. So so they're gonna go over there and lose. He's too big.
Yep.
He's too big of a man. They're never. He's gonna lose to. He's gonna lose to whoever the champion is, or whoever. You know, he's gonna lose to, like, I guarantee you he loses one match to Orange Cassidy.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna happen. This is so. Just like everybody, oh, Vince just likes all the pumped up guys. Well, this guy just likes the guy walking down the street looking guys.
But man, who else said that? It was also Jamal was saying that the Penta hands will will sell out fast.
The mask,
the mask alone, Halloween, because you know WWE, they like to sell the costumes,
right?
So that would sell out.
Now, if you got two kids that want to be a tag team, now they don't both have to be Rey Mysterio, you know. So
exactly,
you know. So, oh man.
But if it's true though, the Penta and, you know, like the Lucha Bros in general, they're gonna end up coming to WWE. Like, what do you do with them though?
With I'm sorry, say that again.
With the Lucha Bros, what do you do with them?
So now you injected some energy into your tag team division. Is what you did, because you have them and they have the machine guns, right?
Right.
So now,
yes, yeah.
So you let them loose. You go just like so. So remember when tag team wrestling was pretty much where we are now until the Dudleys, the Hardys, and Edge and Christian all of a sudden had a feud, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can do the exact same thing. You can damn near tell the same story and nobody will care. And you will inject, and then you'll now have energy in you'll have more, and then DIY too. Like, so you got DIY, all of the tag teams that
you have a handful of tag teams already in WWE,
right?
So
and you don't have to manufacture one; they're already bam, let them go, and then let them go. And you don't even need that much of a story. Just let them go, let them go. And I think that's all. That's what I think they're gonna be good for.
Vicky wants to see Orange Cassidy come to WWE to take care of Logan Paul. Not for nothing, I actually think that would be a really good match between Orange Cassidy and Logan Paul. Yeah,
because that is a match. So that's a better match than Orange Cassidy. You know, so and that match would make sense to have, like, they're doing like all these reversals and everything,
right?
Like, but they do it to the point where it doesn't make any sense, and it gets boring. Like, I get bored. I'm like, this is boring. Like, so now with Will Ospreay, so you can never drop Will Ospreay on his head. So every time you're about to drop him on his head, he's gonna do a cartwheel and reverse out of it every single time. Now that's just boring. So you know, he's like that. You know, the overpowered player in a video game that has too much on his reversal. Like, it's boring. And so, but you're supposed to think it's good though. Like, that's the thing. Like, I think people really get, it's like you get bullied into thinking, oh, but you're supposed to think that's good, you know. No, I'm too old. You're not gonna tell me what I think is good.
Vicky wants to make a match. Vicky, hey, I can make match. Oh no, she said she can make matches. Yeah, listen. Everybody here in the chat agrees that would be a good match to see. Orange Cassidy and Joe Hendry.
Joe Henry.
Yeah, I could see that too.
I
Like,
believe he's gonna be at. He's gonna be near you. Coming up.
yes, at the Heroes Hideout.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yes. Well, it's not that. I think that's near more of Tommy than
it's
anything
closer
else.
to it's closer to you than it is me.
Yeah, because yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to take that long drive, which I really don't. I wouldn't want to take that. So whenever he comes to the wrestling universe here in Queens, I will go and see him. Hopefully, get a sound drop for the show.
Oh man, that would. Oh man.
That would be cool.
Look at Jamal. He's going Street Profits versus the Motor City Machine Guns.
Ooh, that would be a good match.
Yeah.
Just because they're both very quick,
right,
when it comes to their stuff.
Yep. So see what I mean? So yeah, so they need these tag teams. And it would we were just talking about the mid card of SmackDown.
Right.
Especially if they go to a 3-hour show. So there you go.
They're gonna need it.
Yeah, there you go. So no, I think put them, let them go. Yeah, just put them in and let them go. They know what to do. Let them go.
Dan Clown wants to have Logan Paul take on Nick Cage from GCW. That's not Jane. You really do want him to die. Fuck he did to you.
Yeah.
Shit.
Damn.
Man has a family. He ain't do nothing to you. What is going on? Oh man,
that took a turn there.
I think you know what? I think we need an episode where we just fantasy book everybody. We're gonna get your guys, I get my guys, and we just pick like, hey, you know what? I got my 5, you got your 5, like a pickup basketball game, and we just gonna put one against the other and see what happens.
So damn near like Survivor Series or something.
Yep.
That might be fun, especially like because we're about to like in between SummerSlam and like say Survivor Series. We're about to we're gonna need some content here.
Exactly.
So
let's see what Ken said. I think we get a mid-card women's title if SmackDown goes 3 hours. Yeah, I mean they've been talking about that for a while. Doing like
there's enough on the roster now.
Yeah, an IC title for the women. They obviously NXT already did one for the women. They have the North American title for the women now. So I think that's just like the dry run to see like, oh, let's see how this goes on NXT with a smaller crowd. If they like it and it's working, then we'll get it for the main roster women and see how that goes.
And I think it is working.
Yeah.
Because people seem to be involved in the storylines around that title. So I think it works. And there's enough women on the roster. So so yeah, I do it.
They're using them right, which is good. So
yeah,
she might as well.
Yep. So you that's more people out of catering. More storylines that where the match is gonna make sense. Because I do have this feeling that USA is gonna say no. If you're gonna be here, we want 3 hours.
Right.
So that's what I think is gonna happen.
Well, let's see.
I think the only reason why it ain't 2 hours on Fox is because of the 10 o'clock news. At least for West Coast.
Yeah, we get the news here too right after SmackDown goes off.
Okay. Yep.
So before we say goodbye, is there anything else we need to talk about? I'm also asking people in the chat, is there anything else we need to talk about? Because I think we ran through everything.
Yes, we did.
We had listed. Just sitting here looking at the chat here.
And then while we're waiting, so feel free If you're joining Patreon, so remember Patreon, like you can be in there for $1. So you got the fig, you got the fig trading. You can help our boy Chad out.
Mm-hmm.
You got got some bonus content. You got our group in Facebook. So you get a lot for $1. You get a lot for $1.
Exactly. You can't get too much for $1 nowadays.
No.
But at least you can get that.
SeatGeek. Make sure you're using SeatGeek and use the
Mm-hmm.
call up. For your first order, you can get $20 off of your order. For your tickets, you got a lot NFL's coming up.
Oh yeah.
Playoffs, baseball playoffs are going to be here before
Mm-hmm.
you know it. So, college football, even though I'm talking about on the field, not on your PlayStation.
I still haven't played that.
Oh man, I'm on my 3rd season already. Don't judge me.
Good.
And then what? Ringside Collectibles. Collectibles. Make sure you're using the call up there. They a lot of new stuff. A lot of new stuff. Like they're drop every week now, right? I think they've dropped something.
Yeah.
So this is ridiculous. I've had to be I had to use some, sometimes just not look so that to save my own.
I try to keep away from that.
But
I've been doing good.
When you do look, use the call up 10% off. 10% off of your order.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks to everyone here once again every single week for you guys tuning in. Vicky, Ken, Crown, Tyson, Chad, everybody over at the Knuckleheads Network, and like anybody else who comes in here and you guys listen to the replay of the show. Thank you for all the support. The numbers are starting to go up, which is great. You know what I mean? I know sometimes we take a week off just because of me. You know, it's not a DJ, or we bring in other people to come and help out like we did the last week before that. But we're going to keep cranking these things out as much as possible. And we're going to keep everyone involved because this is the show for the people. So this is why we read a lot of messages that come on in the chat and stuff like that. So we keep our word when we say we like to involve everyone when it comes to the show. So guys, like I said, let's all get together tomorrow night to see Roman Reigns come back in the ring. Let's see what happens there. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. If you guys are not following us on Instagram, please do so at the Call Up Podcast. You can send us DMs there too, and we'll respond to it very promptly. Other than that, I have nothing else to say. DJ has nothing else more to say, but we are out of here. Have a good weekend. Peace.